Hello everyone, it's your bud. Today I will be talking about demon flutes. Today's an especially bad day for me, so this will be more about showing you some cool ideas rather than having a video essay on the topic like I usually try to do, but I did cover some pretty interesting points by the end of this. So, I saw this first clip a while ago online and absolutely loved it. I think it was in the past year or so that I first saw it. I have to try and talk over this and add some extra music. I hope that you still get to hear the hauntingly ethereal yet cutting and biting tone of this flute. I've never heard a flute that I like more than this one. It has such an awesome tone that I have to share the audio, even if I have to layer it with some of my own audio to get it online. Anyways, the show that this clip comes from is a Chinese animation named, forgive me for this pronunciation, but Mo Dao Zushi. I haven't seen this show, but I love the clip so much. The second part of this video is about Caduceus and his bone flute. Anyways, I immediately was reminded of this scene when Caduceus bought his flute. With the flute of Caduceus, I always imagined it being less of a death whistle and more just being shocking to hear. And with this flute that we're seeing right now, it's like got harsh, sharp tones that turn to eerily chill tones gliding through the air. I get goosebumps when I hear this, and I really hope this doesn't get taken down, or that I can show it to you all together in one scene. Matt Mercer's character that Caduceus bought the flute from is also one of my favorite characters that I've seen. I really want to know all of her backstory, and I hope we get to see more. I really like the idea of magic instruments. Most of them are some sort of enchanted item that plays sweet melodies and heals or inspires wounded allies, mustering strength from within that they didn't know they had, like when Scanlan would inspire people with his songs. But on the exact opposite side of the scale are instruments like these. I like to think that their dissonance and melody is some sort of physical effect rather than a magical one, and that their discord brings about the resonance of demonic magics. Instead of playing the weave like a harp and plucking the strings, these are like metal being smashed, and the harsh echoes that rattle through the air make those respond like they've heard nails on a chalkboard. There's nothing magical about running your nails down a chalkboard, but I think it's still a powerful effect. And that effect is not played upon in D&D enough. Not uses Tasha's hideous laughter, where some sort of shitty joke can make a person temporarily lose their mind and go loopy while trying to comprehend the stupidity of something. And this is the same thing, but in the form of music. I'm specifically talking about the flute of Caduceus right now. It seems to have no properties except to make bone-chilling screeches. I still go back and forth on whether I think it would be cooler if Wei's demon flute was magic, or just a physical object that can resonate with such elemental tones that the resonance manipulates reality. Would you call it magic or craftsmanship? Science or sorcery? Witchcraft or woodworking? Or I guess bone working in this one. Oh, that sounds funny. Anyways, I like to think that whatever the bone flute and demon flutes were made of, they could still function the same, not needing epic or divine level magic substances to create them like a wand or something like that. But the fact that a single bone from any dead or discarded person would turn into such an object after being in the hands of a certain type of artist is such a morbidly creepy yet cool idea. And when the Ainur sang together and created Arda, there was one named Melkor who sang a tone of discord and wove it into existence. I love the whole Melkor, Sauron corruption thing, and seeing people wield instruments that play on discord is very interesting. I was just now about to describe them as unnatural, but then I realized that how can you carve wood or bone, a natural substance, into something unnatural? Its power is that it's not magic, it's nature. The circle of life and death, the connection between all. You cannot create a bone flute without a bone. Interesting. It still might be used for evil, but it is from nature. From human nature. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing some cool demonic magic and a neat character. Subscribe and leave a like if you want more content like this, and leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.
You find nestled in the shaded gap between two large warehouses. That the alleyway ends, not in a cul-de-sac or come to an abrupt stop at another building. Instead, it ends in a humble, if somewhat creepy, single-story building. You walk in to find a warm, strangely humid apothecary. You see a number of cages hanging from the top of the entryway. You can see rats kept in one. You can see ravens in another. But as you kind of move through the entryway, you can see some of the ravens start cawing for a moment. The rats start squeaking, just kind of acknowledging the arrival of something strange and new.
Hold on to Sprinkle.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Leave me in one of the cages, please.
You see across some of the nearby tables, chiseled and polished bones are on display, marked with runes and decorative carvings. You can see what looks to be a femur that has been made into some sort of like a flute-like instrument. The entire room smells of musky earth, and as the birds and creatures start getting louder and louder, you can see on the opposite end a curtain that pulls to the side, and a figure comes out, and as it does, they all get quiet. It looks to be a half-elven woman in probably her 50s or so. Heavy set with tangled, dirty blonde hair, and just wide smile. Hello. Welcome to the Cryptic Collection. My name is Kiana the Keen. Can I help you?
She's my favorite already.
Well, Kiana, we are first-time purveyors of your establishment.
Apparently.
And you might have some potions and fancy magic-y things for us.
We just might. She puts her arms out. Her fingers are longer than they should be for a standard half-elf. Probably about an inch to an inch and a half longer. Yeah.
Let me just call the Martinet.
We have a few curiosities. Times have been some are a bit clean, but
Perhaps the more rare, the better.
I love Sam's reaction.
Defense or offense.
I was going to talk about potions and diamonds, but what is this? I'm going to pick up the femur and show it.
Oh, I call that a kuzela. It's an original instrument. Let me show you. She reaches out and takes the fingers, kind of. You're expecting music, and instead this high-pitched. This weird whale sound comes out, and as she transitions her fingers, it glides unnaturally from sound to sound. You know the death whistle sound?
Bless you.
It's not as aggressive as that, but it hands it back to you.
That's fascinating.
What does it do?
It makes music.
I'm going to spend a couple days working on my bone flute.
Yep, no, that's good.
That's the new euphemism.
I was looking forward to that.
It's a death whistle, basically. You've just handed me.
Yeah.
Just sitting in probably another park and.
It's meant to sound like a person screaming.